Now, DaBaby, gotta talk about this little rant he went on yesterday while he was performing. It's a pretty hot topic at the moment, and DaBaby is currently trending. However, he's not trending for a good reason at all. Let me tell you that. But yeah. Let's talk about it. Now, DaBaby was performing at the Rollin' Loud festival yesterday and said a couple things during his set, which has, to say the least, made some crazy headlines. I mean, everyone is talking about it right now. Twitter is on fire after these comments. Anyway, let me play you this little clip of what he actually said, and we'll continue from there.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas.
Lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air.
Oh man, I got a lot of things going through my head right now. One of them being, which a lot of people have already mentioned, but sucking dick in the parking lot is oddly specific, my good sir, I'm just saying. The clip might have been a little inaudible since the environment is so chaotic, so here's an exact transcript of what he said. If you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2 or 3 weeks, then put your cell phone lighter up. Ladies, if your pussy smell like water, put your cell phone lighter up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lighter up. Transitioning this conversation to how DaBaby responded to the backlash, he a couple hours ago put up a couple of tweets, which we're gonna get to, but first, let's check out this IG story he put up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what I do at a live show is for the audience at the live show. It'll never translate correctly to somebody looking at a little 5-6 second clip from their goddamn crib. Me and all my fans at the show, the gay ones and the straight ones, we turn the fuck up. You niggas that ain't at the show is for the niggas who paid the money and took the time out their life to come enjoy the show. Not you motherfuckers watching it on the internet at the crib. No, nigga, just get your tickets and come fuck with the live show killer, gay or straight. I say if you don't got AIDS, put a cell phone light up. I say if you ain't suck dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights up. So I could drop my next song. I wasn't going on no rant. That's called a call to action. That's what that's called, because I'm a live performer.
And then as far as the tweets, here's what he said exactly. I tell fans to put up a cell phone light in the air and y'all start a million man march. I told you y'all digested that wrong, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm impressed. Now show the same amount of support when a racist cop kills one of our black asses. Anybody who done been affected by AIDS or HIV, y'all got the right to be upset. What I said was insensitive, even though I have no intentions on offending anybody, so my apologies. With the LGBT community, I ain't tripping on y'all. Do you? Y'all business is y'all business. And for any brands, networks, or artists that like to profit off of black rappers' influence on a culture without understanding it or having the patience to deal with what comes with the position we play in our culture, keep your money next time. Us niggas human too. God bless. As you can imagine, people have been going crazy over this whole thing. Yes, he's getting canceled on social media as we speak, which personally, I'm not a fan of cancel culture. I just think there should be some kind of repercussions for acting out and saying stupid shit like this. What those repercussions look like, honestly, I'm not sure, because there's not too much that could be done by the public aside from, I don't know, boycotting his music, which DaBaby's fans won't do that because they're not the ones speaking out against what DaBaby said. It's more the general public. Yes, a lot of hip-hop fans are as well, but the backlash is more coming from the outside of the culture and not so much from the inside. I mean, I even saw T.I. defending DaBaby by saying, if Lil Nas X can kick his shit in peace, so should DaBaby. #equality. Man, leave Lil Nas X out of this. Please, can we do that? Just leave Lil Nas X out of this conversation. He has nothing to do with this conversation, okay? Leave him out of it. Moving on. Aside from the public's reaction, an artist actually spoke out against what DaBaby said. This artist is someone who's actually collabed with DaBaby in the past, and you might know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Lipa. If you don't know who this is, she's like one of the biggest pop stars in the world at the moment. She has this song called Levitating with DaBaby that came out last year. The song is absolutely huge, like it's really big. It was a very big moment for DaBaby because, like I said, the song is huge. Anyway, she put up an Instagram story a couple hours ago saying, I'm surprised and horrified at DaBaby's comments. I really don't recognize this as a person I worked with. I know my fans know where my heart lies and that I stand 100% with the LGBT community. We need to come together to fight the stigma and ignorance around HIV and AIDS. I actually don't think she should have had to say anything because why hold her accountable for what DaBaby said? They made a song together, sure, but it's just business at the end of the day. With that being said, kinda obvious how this is very bad for business. Getting denounced by one of the biggest pop stars, someone you've collaborated with, how is that gonna affect potential collaborations DaBaby might have, otherwise had with pop stars in Dua Lipa's lane? It's obviously gonna have a negative effect, that's for certain, and I'm not saying that other pop acts won't collab with DaBaby, definitely not, but believe it or not, it's gonna stop some bags from landing in DaBaby's lap. That's just reality, and pop stars, from what I've noticed at least, are way more likely to pass up on things like collaborations with other artists who might not have such a clean track record from a public standpoint. That doesn't exist in hip-hop, let's keep it real. A rapper can do a drive-by, beat up a civilian for no reason, do whatever, and no one in the industry would even think twice about co-signing him or collaborating with him for that matter. I'm not saying that they should, because hey, to be quite frank, again, it's just business and you can do whatever you want to do, but like I said, it's gonna have a negative effect on DaBaby, that's for sure. This levitating collab with Dua Lipa was literally the second biggest moment as in song of his career. It wasn't a solo record because he's just a feature, but the point is, these kinds of collabs for a rapper are very impactful, and DaBaby might have potentially discouraged other pop acts from collabing with him because Dua Lipa denounced him. I guess let's break this entire thing down though. First of all, man, I don't know why DaBaby thought that using HIV as a way to interact with the audience during his performance was a good idea, because it was not. As you could hear in that clip that I played you earlier, the IG story, as in response to the controversy, he said that it was a way for him to interact with his audience. Well, I say there's other ways to do that, than the way you did it. It's one of those situations where you look at the kind of environment DaBaby is in, he's on stage, doing what he does, performing in front of a lot of people, handling business, and you wonder, how exactly does that enter your mind? What DaBaby is forgetting is, no matter what intention you had deep down in your heart with what you said, you don't truly know your audience because they're in the millions. A public figure, a famous rapper like DaBaby, attracts a demographic of listeners from all walks of life. If you make good music, if you know how to make some hits, you're gonna have not only a lot of fans, but a lot of different kinds of fans. In this case, for DaBaby, he happens to have a lot of fans who are straight and a lot of fans who are not straight. What DaBaby has done now is alienated that audience because of what he said. This was a very dumb move from a business perspective. DaBaby saying something like this obviously now has pushed away that audience. They're certainly not gonna support you after this, and I know DaBaby doesn't need them per se. He's most definitely, just judging from the success he has, doing very great financially, but that's still a big portion of listeners you've now alienated due to your ignorance, because these were some very ignorant comments. Let's not kid ourselves. I get making jokes and wanting to connect with your audience, but doing it this way, it's just not it, man. And I want to bring up something else regarding this. A big reason why these things happen in the first place, rappers saying stupid shit, is because other rappers, their peers, are not holding them accountable. So you have a guy like DaBaby saying something like this, right? And I bet there's not a single rapper in the industry who might be close to DaBaby telling him something like, hey yo bro, what you said wasn't it. You should have said it this way and approached it like this instead. From my understanding, you had pure intentions and wanted to bond with your fans, but it obviously came out the wrong way. So don't say something like that again in the future. That's something the rap industry is missing if you ask me. A lot of rappers obviously surround themselves with a bunch of yes men who co-sign their every move because they want to stay around them and have a chance at reaping the rewards from being their friend or associate. And when things hit the fan and the rapper messes up, let's say publicly like in DaBaby's case, the rapper, obviously then go to people around them asking for advice, and they think they're going to get some honest feedback, but what the rapper doesn't know is that the person is only looking out for their own good. They want to stay in that circle, so they feed the rapper exactly what they want to hear, which is, nah bro, you didn't mess up, people are bugging. And that positive feedback feeds their bad behavior and they never learn. From what I've noticed, this is something that's exclusive to rappers and hip-hop. Now, I'm not talking about the concept of yes men when I say that, don't get it twisted. I'm just referring to the extremely high lack of accountability we have in the culture. Rappers are just so used to doing them and moving in all kinds of crazy ways, even if it's at the expense of others, because they don't get checked by the people around them. So there's a huge lack of accountability in the culture, man. What I said at the beginning of this video is still in the back of my mind. You're performing in front of all these people and shugging dick in the parking lot enters your mind. To each in his own. I just thought it was strange. With that being said, is DaBaby canceled? Well, no, he's not canceled. That's the power of having an ultra big platform. It's gonna take a lot more than what he said to knock him down. And plus, on top of that, 95% of the backlash is coming from the outside of the culture. This entire thing did reach mainstream headlines, and a lot of the pushback he's getting is coming from the LGBT community, and Dua Lipa's response just added more fuel to the fire. And like I said earlier, man, you don't really know your audience, so the whole bringing up HIV as a way to interact with them is kind of off limits. I don't really think people are making a big deal about this for no reason, because what he said was ignorant. But yeah, the DaBaby comments. There you have it. Any thoughts on this topic? What do you think about what DaBaby said? Definitely let me know in the comment section below, and let's have a discussion about this.